Okay, here we are with video 6. We're going to be sewing around the corner here. And I give you an idea how to deal with that. It's really not that difficult. Take my pins out as I go along. Thread is nice and short so I don't have to worry about it bunching up as much. So Lisa was asking me just a few minutes ago, why am I doing this on the floor? Well, there are some countries where they don't have a lot of furniture, so I figure if a lot of stuff they have to do has to be done this way, then I should show respect and do it the same way. Show them that I have respect for their situation by sewing it on the floor as well. Granted, it's a little uncomfortable on my knees because I have arthritis in the knees, but if people from certain countries have to do things this way, then why should I make myself special and do it any other way than the way that they have to? Now you see here what I done is I just went this way and then turned it and started heading this way. I don't need this needle in here anymore. So I'm going to take that out. And I'm just going to continue on. Now I'm going to finish up with this thread. And I'm going to show you how I tie it off. You can find your own way. Once again, I'm doing fairly fine stitching here. Could be even finer, but this here works pretty darn good for me. So now when you pick out material for your gi jacket or any part of your uniform, you want to use a sturdy material, and cotton is pretty sturdy. This satin can fray and tear quite easily, so that's why we're using just a satin for the trimming, and that's it, nothing more. Now, someone had asked me recently, why do I slurp a lot when I'm doing projects? Well, I'll give you the little secret on that. It's not something that I enjoy, but I have nerve damage on the lower left hand side of my lip from an altercation where a guy pulled a knife on me. He didn't cut me or anything with a knife, but he got a good jab on me with his fist, and it damaged the nerve in that one little area of my lip. So I sometimes slurp a little bit to keep the saliva from coming out, because I can only feel on the rest of my mouth, and when it starts to get a little wet, I know, on the rest of my mouth, I know that I may have some drool starting to come out. It's an unfortunate thing about being a fighter. You get banged up and you end up with some long-term injuries. This is one of mine. So I'll slurp to make sure that I'm not drooling all over myself and making myself look like an idiot. So there's that. I have a lot of other injuries on my body, but That's one of them. It's not very visible. I mean, there's a little scar on the lower half of my left side of my lip that if you look closely enough you can see it. Okay, alright, we are just about at the end of our thread here. Now, one of the things I do not recommend doing is going around like this and tying a knot. What I recommend doing is doing the same running stitch, but do not pull the thread all the way through. Just tie it off right there. Go in once and twice, and I'm going to pull it in. There we go, not too tight so that it doesn't bunch it up. Let's take that bobby pin out. Don't need that in there. And then I'm going to go in one more time. Same spot. Just make sure it's nice and secure. And there we go. Now, just take the excess thread, cut that off. Got a bobby pin right there, so we'll take that out. I'm going to take my needle, I'm going to stick it in my little tomato. There we go. Stay tuned for the rest.